Good evening, Gills fans. Welcome back once again to Gills in the Blood TV. It's that time of the week. It is Thursday. We're going to look back, myself and Boz, over the last few days. That is Gillingham FC, and then look ahead to our weekend fixture. This week it is a visit to Scunthorpe. But first, we're going to have a look back at this Tuesday's game. As you can see, that was Maidstone United away on Tuesday night in the Kent Senior Cup quarter-final, a game that Gills lost 2-1. I think everyone got a bit caught up in the moment, didn't they, in terms of what it was. And I think, no disrespect to Maidstone, it probably, looking back now 2 days later, meant a little bit more to them than it does to us in the grand scheme of things. I'm not going to talk about the antics after the game. Boz didn't go, you're aware of that, me and Stocky went. We weren't very good. Those that you'd hoped would put in a performance and give Steve Lovell something to think about for Saturday didn't. And our two best players outfield were probably Frank Musa and Reece Murphy. More about them in a minute. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to have them back and have a proper game. And granted, the atmosphere was very good for what was only a regional cup tie.
You'd rather it be a regular thing, really, wouldn't you? Like, I know we're supposed to hate him and whatnot, but
it'd be nice to have a local derby, yeah. And if that was the atmosphere in the crowd for just a regional cup game, imagine what it'd be like if we got to play them on a regular basis twice a season in a proper competitive fixture. Because no disrespect to the Kent Cup, but it's effectively a training exercise for.
And they put quite a strong team out. I think it was
Jay Saunders said in the build-up, I think it was only Stuart Lewis really that didn't start, who's classed as their first team regular. But Jay Saunders has said in the build-up they haven't got a big enough squad to rest everyone. So, but yeah, that's enough about Maidstone. As I've already mentioned, Reece Murphy and Frank Musa excelled. Not excelled, sorry, that's probably too strong. They'd done all right for Trialists, and we had another one which was Navid Nasseri. Boz has done research, I've done research. We can't find a lot more other than Football Manager, ex-Birmingham and Macclesfield youngster. But let's talk about them one at a time. That was Navid Nasseri, as we've already said, ex-Birmingham, ex-Macclesfield, former Iranian under-21 international. That's where my knowledge ends, unfortunately. Yeah. He got about 15-20 minutes on Tuesday night. Didn't do a lot wrong, in fairness. Didn't do any worse than anyone else, but we can't make a judgment on quarter of an hour in a trial game. And the only other thing we know is that he's training with us for the rest of the week.
You would think there'd be maybe a closed doors.
He might play in a development game or something, yeah, maybe if we keep him next week. But yeah, otherwise it seems pretty pointless.
Him for 15 minutes of a Kent Cup game.
Exactly. That man there, though, is Frank Musa, ex-Walsall. That's where he was his most recent club. Has been at Coventry and Charlton before, and Southend, I believe. And at Leicester, I think, when they was in League One, was highly rated there. Ticks all the boxes if you can keep him fit and if you can get him.
And he's proven at League One level, you know.
Yeah, again, he's another one that's
played
lots of games at this level. I think I did a tweet the other day. I think he's played virtually 200 games in League One and about another 50 in the Championship. So comes with good pedigree, left-footed, would add balance. We saw him as a sort of orthodox centre midfielder, it looked like, on Tuesday, but second half we couldn't really tell what the system was, unfortunately. So again, it was slightly difficult to make a judgment, but he got booked for one naughty challenge, but then he managed his game well, and we thought he was pretty decent and definitely worth another look. And if he impresses, I'd say get him in on a deal till the end of the season if we can, and then go from there.
He's one that's impressed before. Darren Chandler pulled up one of my old tweets today. I tweeted last season that we should have brought him in.
Scored against us last season at Priestfield,
yeah, I think he played behind the striker.
That's it, yeah. I think generally he's more attacking than we saw him on Tuesday night, but I'm guessing it was a case of getting minutes into legs of lots of people, and we had to fit him in as where we could, so to speak. But yeah, Frank Musa's definitely a very interesting one. And the last one is coming up on your screen now. Reece Murphy, striker, last club Torquay, was on loan beginning of the season, scored once in 8 games. Before that, I think his two biggest spells were probably Forest Green and Dagenham and Redbridge, and he was at Arsenal as a kid. Boz's reaction on WhatsApp when he saw the team line up Tuesday was Murphy is awful or something along them lines.
Along them lines.
So I did a little bit of research and I thought he was a little bit harsh, to be fair. And in fairness to him, he done very well Tuesday. Myself and Stocky thought he was feeding off scraps. But I think Stocky said on the Matchday Live if you'd been watching the game and at the tune and you didn't know who we were, you wouldn't have known who the contracted striker was and who the one that was trying to play for a contract. But
it's a bit of a journeyman, isn't it?
He's been around a lot.
I remember about Oldham, and I don't remember him doing a lot when they came to us before.
No, looking at his stats, he seems to go to clubs and hardly score at all, or he ends up quite prolific for a season or so and then moves on. So I think his best season was about 3 years ago, and he scored 13 in 35 for Dagenham, and I think he got 13 in about 37 for Forest Green when they won the National League a couple of seasons ago. And incidentally, he scored on Tuesday, and I think he scored twice in his last visit to the Gallagher Stadium as well, when Forest Green thumped him 4-1. But I thought he'd done fine. He's a big lump. He can run in behind. He can play with his back to goal. He linked it up well, and like I say, he didn't get a lot of service, but he was alert for his goal. So it's another one I'd persist with for now.
I think we could do a lot worse. You know, he's been around the league. He knows the league. He's not someone coming out of non-league, a young lad.
We're not saying he's going to come in and be number one striker, because obviously Tom Eaves and Josh Parker have been really good. So, but if you put them two plus Connor Wilkinson, who is probably third choice at the moment, as bad as he was Tuesday, and then make Reece Murphy the fourth choice. Then you've got Greg Cundall and Liam Nash behind them. Nolan Bow needs to go out on loan. Yeah. And then you could probably send out one or both of Cundall and Nash as well.
I get the impression that is the idea of Nash. I think we'll bring someone else in and then he'll go back out.
Probably on loan for the rest of the season.
National League side,
or National League South, I think. Because we want to get him a bit higher than he was before, because he done well there. But yeah, so that's the free trialists. But there has been a sign-in today, and that man is arriving on your screen in 1, 2, 3 seconds. Welcome to the club, Callum Riley, on loan from Bury, which a few fans found a bit odd because obviously they're battling relegation. But I think they're shot to bits, to be honest, in terms of
they're done,
they've chucked money at everything, haven't they? And it's gone horribly wrong. They're now on to their... So who was in charge of the season? Lee Clark.
Yeah.
Lee Clark got sacked and then took over and they picked up. And he'd done all right for a few games because they come to our place and they didn't look like a side in the bottom four. We said they looked really good. They passed us off the park and we got away with it that day, didn't we? I think it was Josh Parker's header in the last few minutes. And then Chris Lucchetti came in and he's been sacked after 2 months. They've only won one game. They haven't scored since November or something ridiculous. It's horrible. And then they've signed a couple of old boys again in this window, haven't they? And they've let a couple of what would probably be perceived to be their better players go out on loan. I think Callum has come to us. And is it Tom Aldridge gone to Motherwell, either on loan or on a permanent? So I think they're having to balance the books massively, but comes with good pedigree.
Like they spent heavy in the summer and they're paying for it. They've gone
well above their means, unfortunately.
If they go down with that wage bill, it's not even players on big money; it's the amount of players.
Yeah, but they've already gone, haven't they? I think they're in a similar situation to Coventry were already last season, and it looks a lost cause a little bit.
I think even if we're only paying 50% of his wages, it's money off of their.
It ain't going to be loads, is it, as well for us? So, but yeah, it comes with good pedigree. 24 years old, has played over about 60 games in the Championship, I think. So,
been crying out for.
And another left footer one, similarly to what we just said about Frank Musa. If we got him in, it adds balance, which would be great. So yeah, it'd be interesting whether he goes straight into the side on Saturday. I'm sure he'll be on the bench at worst.
It means we don't have to play Hess and Burn week in, week out. They can have a bit of a rest. So we said recently they've been looking a bit tired.
They've looked jaded for a while now, yeah.
They just only play 90 minutes every week now. And if we can get him in, even if he comes on for 20 minutes, gives one of them
That's it, yeah. If one of them gets half hour off or something like that, yeah, that'd be useful. So yeah, it looks a good addition, and obviously we're still looking at others. Quick one today, we've got a birthday in the Gills squad, and that picture is coming up on your screen right now. Very happy 24th birthday to our left back Bradley Garmston, who finally looks, touch wood, like he's back to full fitness. He's got 70 minutes in the last 2 league games, which is great to see. Charlton, he was very good, we got told.
Yep.
Rochdale at home, not so much until the free kick. But in fairness to him, in today's Medway Messenger, he has admitted and said that it wasn't his best game. It wasn't Gilles' best start to the game, but I've said from the free kick credit to him, he got a lot better. But yeah, it's just a case of hopefully keeping him fit now, because he's a very good left back. If you can keep him fit,
he's probably our best athlete at the club.
Yeah, he's probably one of the best fullbacks in the division.
Asset, yeah.
I'm not trying to put too much pressure on him, but yeah. But yeah, happy birthday to Bradley. Please stay fit for the rest of the season. And next up is this man, club legend, some might say. huge congratulations, I think, and well deserved. I think 99.99% of Gills fans will agree. There are a couple out there. Stuart Nelson now 3rd all-time appearance maker in terms of goalkeepers for the Gills. He's miles behind the first two, John Simpson and Ron Hilliard, who are absolute legends.
He's miles clear of.
Well, he's just gone past Vince Bartram, hasn't he? So he's one in front of Bartram, and then I think the last one's on 201, and that makes you top 5. So it's a massive thing. We've already touched on it. I'm not going to say too much about it. The abuse he took Tuesday night it's despicable in my eyes, and a few people have used words to describe them fans as idiots and morons, and I have to agree.
Some people have got very short memories.
Yeah. This is a guy who I think 3 times in the last 4 seasons been told he can leave. He's come back and he's battled back. This is the first season where he's not got the number 1 jersey back, but that's more to do with probably Thomas Holy than anything Stuart Nelson's done wrong. But he's won a league with us. He loves the club to bits, and he's a former player of the year. So congratulations, Nels. If it is your last season, wherever you go, all the best. I think, and we talk again, I think, for most Gillingham fans. Right, now on to the important stuff of the weekend as we preview Scunthorpe away. We've been very good away from home, but this, I say, might be one of our trickiest tests on the road since Steve Lovell came in.
Brings back bad memories from last season.
We've just spoken about that man, unfortunately. That was probably one of his worst performances last season, but it happens when you're a goalie, everything gets magnified, but everyone knows what we're talking about. We're not going to harp on about it. Looking at form, not too dissimilar to us. I think over the last 6, we go win-win, draw-draw, win-win. Scunthorpe have gone draw, win-win, draw, win-draw. So we've taken 14 points and they've taken 12 points from the last 18. I was having a look at the league table the other day. They don't score a great deal at home though, compared to what they've got less at home than they have away, but they don't concede loads. And our away form's really good. So, well, we'll do the predictions at the end anyway. In terms of a danger man, we have plumped for this fella coming up next. That is Kevin Von Veen, who I believe, I haven't done loads of research, I don't think he was in the side beginning of the season. But he's got his way back in, forced his way back in, and he has 5 in his last 8. And that's coincided with, obviously, their very good run. So he's going to cause a threat. He's going to be high on confidence, and he's a decent player at this level. I don't think anyone can dispute that.
They've let Paddy Madden go, haven't they? So they must be confident they've got enough. Scored
on his debut, I think, last week, didn't he, for Fleetwood, as did my mate
Diagaraga.
Dave. So that's what you want from January signings, isn't it? I think if you're a Fleetwood fan, you're well happy with that. Both scoring a 2-0 win, keep a clean sheet. He was one that Dave. I'd have had a look at him for Gills. I don't know what his wages were and that, but obviously he's gone to Fleetwood now. Good luck to him. But yeah, he looked like the type of player we needed. So anyway, I digress. It's going to be hard, isn't it? But
this is the toughest one.
We should go there full of confidence, and why not?
Yeah, we're not going to go and sit back now. We know that. We're actually going to go and have a go. So
that's it. Yeah, and Steve Lovell seems to have got the balance right between defence and attack. And we've gone to Peterborough, we've gone to Rotherham, and we've gone to Charlton. All teams in the top 8, I think, at the time, and we've beaten them all. So why can't we go there and get something? That's not to say it's going to be easy. Team lineup. I've picked 2. What do you think? Or do you want me to read mine and then you see if you agree?
I don't think much will change from last week. Obviously, Wagstaff.
I've made 1 change. If I did 2, I think if we stick to 4-2-3-1, then obviously the back 4 and the keeper picks itself. So that'd be Thomas Holy, Luke O'Neill, Max Amar, Gabby Zaquali, and Bradley Gumston. I think if we then play 2 in front, it's Mark Byrne plus Callum Riley or Jake Hessenthaler.
Yeah. And
then it'd be for me Elliot List, Lee Martin, and Josh Parker in behind Tom Eads.
Yeah.
Or do we switch it up a bit and go to a diamond, and then same back 5? We could have Mark Burns sitting, or Callum Riley, and then we could play Jake and Mark Byrne from the side of the diamond, just to tighten it up. Lee Martin at the point, and then Josh Parker pushed up alongside Tommy. So we go 4-4-2.
I think the first one's more plausible.
Do you think so? I think we just play one up front away from home. So, but then you could probably you can change it, can't you? Even if
we
if you had to,
don't we?
Because you could always play Lee Martin and Josh Parker from the side if we had to. So, it'd be interesting. Suddenly, it gives us a couple of options in terms of personnel and shape, which is good. And it's that time. Score predictions. I am going to let you go first.
1-1. Love a 1-1 away.
I'll do a countdown here. I've got the same. You have to show the host just to make sure. So I've gone 1-1 as well. I think, like I said, I think they've scored 17 at home. And they've scored 21 away, but they've only conceded 9. But we're going there with nothing to fear.
Yeah.
A point wouldn't be a disaster at all for us. I know
Not
we've
at
won
all.
5 out of 6 away since Steve Lovell took over, and the only defeat was that Plymouth one when we should have been 1-0 up. But yeah, so 1-1. Great minds think alike, hopefully. I would take that. That's a wrap from us tonight. Cannot attend Saturday, unfortunately. Money is tight at the moment as I am still not working. So we said we might take it a local non-league game.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, we're just chatting amongst ourselves. Thanks for all the support. Again, you know what to do. We all appreciate it. We say the same every week. Until next time, up the Gills.